So a couple of days ago, I was watching a lot of Bollywood films. What I started to realize was all of them seem to follow a certain set of rules. And I'm not talking about the generic plot. What I'm trying to say is each Bollywood film seemed that they were all set in the same universe. For example, they had these very strong similarities. For example, the police was always incompetent. The men seemed to have supernatural powers when they got angry. Of course, they had to be the good guy, not the bad guy. The women were either super young or super old. There was no in between. And it got me thinking, what if Bollywood is a dystopian universe? The way I see it, all films need a logical base to exist. What I mean by this is, if there's something happening in a film, there has to be a reason behind it. When you use this thought process with Bollywood films, interesting patterns begin to emerge. For example, violence is very prevalent. Violence is also shown as competence. For example, the police are competent when they are violent. A hero is good when he solves his problem violently. I mean, which society is this? What kind of society accepts this level of violence as a viable solution? Only a fascist society thinks might is right. You think my thought process is far-fetched? Well, let me prove it to you. Firstly, this is a police state. Whenever cops are showed in the Bollywood universe, whether good or bad, the general populace is always scared of them. When you see police in this universe, you're not reassured, you're petrified. Secondly, all women here are androids. I mean, there is no way that the women in Bollywood could be real humans. I mean, they're androids that come with certain fixed pre-programmable settings such as good girl turned bad girl turned good, the sanskari girl, so on and so forth. But there's always one fixed constant: serve thy man. Thirdly, the minorities are scared. Whenever we see minorities in a Bollywood film, they're always easily identifiable, happy to be there, always helpful, nowhere to draw the line. When does a minority behave like this? When it wants to tell the majority, they are no trouble at all. Fourthly, the heroes are genetically engineered. I mean, that's the only way they all could look so similar and adhere to that strict physical guideline. But that's not all. Whenever they get emotions, they get superpowers, like metachlorians, only more meta. But villains have that too. Jedi and Sith. Lastly, there is a superclass. Well, in the Bollywood universe, there are certain guys who can get away with anything. Like the heroes and villains, they will rampage through, well, mostly heroes. They'll rampage through the city, destroying cars, bikes, people's thelas, livelihoods, and nothing happens to them. Man, last time I grazed a thela with my cycle and I had an issue. And these guys can run over people with cars and nothing happens. And that is why I think that Bollywood is not bright and colorful, rather dark and dystopic. There is a clear reason for this. That is because they base their stories on our problems and our way of dealing with things and really magnify it, really increasing the scale. And these issues at that scale could only exist in a seriously messed up world. But if Bollywood is basing their stories on our world, what if ours is a dystopian world? So what do you think? Does Bollywood really exist in a dystopian world? Is ours a dystopian world? Do you have a dystopian theory of your own? Do let us know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Fancy Alligator.
Bunty is going to be an engineer from IIT and Pinky a famous doctor. This is the modern Indian family that we have been taught to aspire to. But what if I tell you that this Indian family is a lie?